Have you ever wondered if life really ends when we take our last breath? What if memories are too strong, too powerful to simply fade away? Across the world, there are children, ordinary kids, who have stunned their families with vivid recollections of life that they never lived, at least not in this lifetime. I'm gonna be sharing some stories of kids that they say they remember about their past lives. Perhaps make yourself even question what you know about life and death. Kids that remember details about a life that they lost during the war. Or kids that remember secrets that they are not supposed to know. Stay to the end, because by the end of this video, you might be questioning, what do you remember? There's a doctor called Jim Tucker, professor of psychiatry and neurobehavioral scientist at the University of Virginia. He spent years studying kids saying that they remember their past lives. According to him, many of those kids that he studied, they really actually bring memories of their past lives. And most of the memories involve their circumstance of the death or the home where they used to live. Those memories tend to surface in children between 2 to 6 years old, according to him. He also said that 70% of the kids, they bring memories or some sort of memories of a past life. And the first case that I want to share with you is about a kid called Lucky Roman. A few years ago, his mother, Erica, she noticed a change in his behavior. In that time, he was very little. He was 2 years old. And he likes to play with one particular toy, which is named Pam. But then, suddenly, he started to call many other things of Pam. And he started to bring it up this name quite often, and that made his mother quite curious about it. But then Erica asked, who was Pan? She got very surprised with his answer, because the boy said, I was Pan, that who I was in my past life. His mother got a bit shocked. The kid said, I died, I went to heaven, and then God sent me back. When I woke up, I was a baby, and you gave me the name of Luck. And he described that Pan was a woman with a black hair. And he said, like in past life, when he was a little, he used to have a toy similar with the one that he already has. And then his mother, Erica, asked him to tell more details about Pan's life. According to Lucky, he said that he used to live in Chicago and he used to travel a lot by train. And about his death, he said he died in a fire and he made like movements with the hands like he was falling from some place. Erica, his mother, she took all the information that she could and she started to do some research about it. And she found something about a fire that occurred in Chicago in 1993 in the Parkstone Hotel, where dozens of people, including a woman called Pamela Robinson, lost her life. And Erica asked to her son what was his skin color. And he responded that Pam was a black woman, which matched with the description of Pamela Robinson. In 2013, Lucky's story became famous in the US. He even appeared in some television shows, where accurately he could point it out to the Pam's Robinson photography between mixed with other women's pictures. Was Lucky really the reincarnation of Pamela? Or maybe there's another explanation for that. But the second case is involved a boy called James Leininger. Everything started May 1st of 2000. James woke up his parents with a terrified screaming in the middle of the night. He was only 2 years old. James' parents thought it was just a nightmare, which it's common the kids have nightmares. However, other things started to happen more frequently. James loved to play with aeroplanes, and quite often he was drawing aeroplanes, missiles, bombs, and fire, all those kind of scenarios. During one of those nightmares, after he was explained that he was dreaming about that one of his airplane was on fire. And those kind of dreams become more often. Then the parents start to get more interested in asking more questions about it. One day, Bruce and Andrea, which it is James' parents, woke him up in one of those nightmares and asked what's going on. And James was saying that like his airplane was on fire because of the Japanese missiles. He said that his airplane had taken off from a base called Natoma. He also said that he had a friend called Jackie Lawrence. He even said that when the Japanese shot down his aircraft, he ended up dying in Ojima. Curious, and then they started to investigate about many things, about the names, surnames, geographic informations, and people that fought in the Second World War. After a lot of research, James' parents found the records about a guy called James Houston, who died in March 30 of 1945 in the Ojimas battle. James Houston, he died when he was 21 years old, when he was doing his last mission before returning home. Could be James Leninger be reincarnation of James Houston? For the parents, they don't really believe that could be something from James' imagination. Later on, Bruce and Andrea Leninger, they wrote a book about it. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Let's go to our third case. It's about a boy called Edward Austrian. A boy with 4 years old. This boy, he always had a sore throat that would never get fixed. Despite being taken to several doctors to check his throat, none of them could explain Edward's consistent pain. Eventually, his tonsils was removed, but mysteriously a cyst appeared in his throat. But at some point, the little boy shared with the parents that he had memories about his past life, which was totally connected with his sore throat. Edward described that he was at the time with 18 years old and he used to live in France. He said that one of the last memories he has is that he remembered the taste of blood in his mouth and the heavy rain. And the boy, he's claimed that this sore throat came because he got shot in the throat in past life. And he died in the trench during the First World War. Accordingly, Edward's parents were talking about more and more with him about his past lives. The cyst just suddenly reduced his size, started to shrink until disappear completely. For Edward's parents, he was a soldier in the past life which fought in the Great War. Another case that was studied by the Dr. Jim Tucker of a boy called Ryan. He claims to be the reincarnation of a man called Martin Martin, which he was a Hollywood actor. This case happened in Oklahoma, and everything happened also with nightmares. He started to have like those weird nightmares. After a year having like those frequently nightmares, he decided to tell to his mother, Cindy, and he said, "Mom, I have something I need to tell you." He said, "I used to be another person," and she got confused. And then he told everything to her, who he was in past life, the trips that he used to do around the world, the name of Hollywood stars that he worked with. One of them was the actress Rita Hayworth, and he even said that he had danced in Broadway. After analyzing the case, the Dr. Tucker, he said that there was a lot of similarity between the memories of the boy and with the actor Martin Martin. And the boy actually wasn't even familiar with the term of a reincarnation. At the beginning, the parents, they don't want to accept, they don't want to believe very much in what the boy is saying. They were more thinking he saw something somewhere or his imagination. But one day, they changed their mind after research that they did. They found a picture of a movie that Martin Martin was on it. And the boy saw this picture and suddenly the boy pointed to the picture and said, "Yeah, that was me. That's the one that I used to be." But the boy never saw the picture of this man before. The parents got pretty convinced of that after. I'm gonna tell you about our last case. A boy called Gus Taylor. When Gus was almost 2 years old, he turned to his father and said, "When I was your age, I used to change your diapers." The father just thought that was pretty weird, but somehow he ignored. After 2 years, he said that he used to be Audi, which was his grandfather, and his grandfather, he died 1 year before Gus born. Once more, Gus' father thought that, weird, kinda ignored, just 4 years old, maybe it's his imagination, just playing. But he kept that thought in his mind anyway. But then, something weird happened again. They were checking like the family photography album, and Gus saw a picture of his grandfather in there. And he pointed out the picture and he started telling stories about his first car. Despite he never had saw a picture of his grandfather before, he knew who he was. But actually, this family has a secret that they always kept from Gus, because also Gus was a kid, he doesn't need to know certain things. And this secret that the boy didn't know was that Audi, his grandfather, he has a sister, and his sister was murdered, and he told exactly like the place that she was buried as well, and everybody got shocked. How did the boy know all those things? How to explain those extraordinary cases? Could it be just fruit of imagination? Some people might say. I don't see it that way. I don't know. Honestly, I pretty much believe in reincarnation, and I believe like in this case of those kids might be true. What do you think? Do you believe in reincarnation? Have you been through some experience similar to that? Or do you know someone? Share your experience with us. Leave in the comments. If you like my content, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and you can share this content with people that you think might like it. See you next time. Thank you.